Hey there. Welcome to Discover the Divine You. My name is Kimberly Nicole. Right now I'm on a journey to figure out who the real Kimberly Nicole is, who I was divinely created to be. So I created this podcast in hopes others could benefit from what I'm learning and the different ways I'm connecting with a higher power. I created this space for honest conversations about healing, creativity, spiritual growth, and learning to reconnect with myself while living presently in my life. I'm a mom of 3. I have a job. I'm in 12-step recovery. Real life happens every day. So this is a space of no pressure, no expectations, no perfection, just progress. A journey towards finding peace, clarity, and connection to something bigger than ourselves, going from chaos to calm. So here we go. I'm so glad you're here to take this journey with me. Let's get creative. Episode 11, Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust. Hello. Oh, how art thou this fine day? I'm tired today, you guys. Man. Okay, our day 6 of 90 and 90 podcasts. Discover the Divine You. I am Kimberly Nicole, your host. And today, I want to talk about faith. Which some might say, like, how is that different from hope, lady? Like, we just talked about this a couple days ago. But hope, in my opinion, is you have these, like, hopeful thoughts, right? But faith without works is dead keeps popping in my brain. So you have to do your part for the faith stuff. So hope is not the same as faith because you got to do some work. Work. And sometimes I don't want to. I really don't. I just don't want to because I'm tired. Because I give and give and give all day. And nobody cares. And sometimes I just want to whine. And you know what? That's okay too. Sometimes whining is what we need to get rid of all the stuff that's keeping us sticky and just staying put. Faith, on the other hand, helps us have hope and do a little footwork at the same time. You're going to hear the word footwork in program a lot. You got to do the footwork and then let God do the parts that you can't. So do all you can and then give it over, right? Which we talked about in the last couple of days. So I'm really a very visual person. So for me, it's like, and I don't even know, have I talked about this before? If I have, tell me, because I don't want to repeat myself. But maybe I need to repeat myself because I know that I hear things several times before they actually sink in. God knows I have a hard head and I'm just like super stubborn. So he has to tell me things multiple times. Once had someone say that God had to hit them over the head with the 2x4 in order for them to hear things. And I thought that was funny. But not literal. I don't think God hurts people on purpose. But I definitely think sometimes he's like, hello, pay attention. I'm talking to you. I'm trying to help you. So that is where faith comes in. So I just picture myself on a boat with my higher power. He's rowing on the right. I'm rowing on the left. If I'm the only one rowing, we're going in a friggin' circle. If he's the only one rowing, we're going in a friggin' circle. If we want to make any progress whatsoever and move forward, we both gotta do our parts, right? So faith is about me having hope and then asking God, hey, what's my part? Because I trust you, or I have hope in this situation, but I'm not sure I trust just yet, right? And faith is like that in between hope and trust. Because I feel like trust is solid. Like, oh, I know God's got this. I trust him with my whole heart. Whereas faith for me is like, okay, I'm a little bit farther than hope, but I'm not like fully into the trust vibe yet. So here we are in the faith situation. So how do I handle faith? Oh, sometimes not very well. Sometimes I'm real bad at it. But I just have to have a little bitty tiny seedlet of faith, right? I don't have to have a magical giant amount of faith in order to get to the trust part. I can make my way through some pretty sketchy areas of faith into trust because I just need that little bit. And some of that faith comes from watching other people make it through. Other faith comes from looking back and going, oh, well, I've done this before. We can do this again. Or this other thing was way harder than what I'm going through now. So I'm okay. I'll make it through. Put in the footwork. How do I know what the heck the footwork is? What's this faith without works is dead? What does that even mean? So if I take things to my higher power and I'm like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I hope for. And I want to trust that you're going to help me through this. Like, for instance, I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be clean, and I wanted to be sober, and I wanted to be abstinent, and I wanted to be solvent. I wanted all the things that I thought were good for me. And they would change my life and make it better. And God was like, okay, let's do that. But you're going to have to do some uncomfortable things. And I was like, okay, fine. I have faith that if I do these things, I will get to that trust place and you are going to show me that it was worth it. So that's what I did with program. You know, I didn't know anything about anything. I went in there as desperate as a drowning person because I was literally dying. Doctors kept giving me worse and worse news, and I was so overweight I couldn't even walk upstairs or play with my kids. And I was so angry all the time. All the time. I was either a doormat or a bulldozer. But even when I was being a doormat, I was really angry inside. And it was eating me alive. Literally. My insides were like falling out. It was no fun. And I just spit. And I hope you didn't see that. And, you know, there's a lot that happened that I'm sure we'll get into as the days go on. But the gist of faith for me is just keeping going and just taking it one little baby step at a time. Sometimes moving forward for me was just standing on my tiptoes. It's as far as I could go that day because I didn't have anything left. So I'd have to ask God for a little bit of extra oomph to keep going. He would send me a nice person or someone said something kind to me or, I don't know, just a little sign that he was there and that I wasn't alone. And I would make outreach calls and I would talk to my sponsor and I would go to my meetings and I would just keep doing the next right thing. I did what they told me to because I wanted what they had. I had faith in their trust in God because I could see them and their lives were beautiful and manageable and happy, joyous and free. Like they just seemed like they were doing amazing. So I saw that and I wanted that. So I had faith in that. And that was where I had to start. I had to have faith in other people, places, and things. And now my faith is in my higher power. And I work on it every day until I get to that trust spot. And, you know, guess what? Trust is next on our list of what we're going to talk about. So it's very apropos. Faith, trust, and pixie dust, you guys. I really wish I did have pixie dust, though, because sometimes, like, I just want to, like, float things and not have to carry them. Wouldn't that be amazing if we could do that? I would love that. That would be fabulous. Especially with, like, all the heavy weight we carry emotionally and all that stuff. It could get real fast. So I think that's all I have to say about that, as Forrest Gump would say. I think faith is different for everyone, and everyone has different amounts in different situations. But I think that the cool thing is once you find someone that has something that you admire and you're like, hey, maybe I could have that one day. You feel that hope for that thing. Then just ask your higher power, okay, I want to get to that trust place. Help me have faith in the meantime. Help me know what my next right thing is. And my next right thing is to go snuggle with my babies and have some din-din and maybe be creative because I can. And I hope you'll do the same. So until we create something beautiful together again, my friends, I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, thanks so much for being here today. You're my favorite. I'm so glad you came. I know life is busy, so I really do appreciate the time you're taking to do some self-care and hang out with me for a little bit. If something that we talked about today resonated with you and you want to dig a little deeper, I put together a 5-minute creative reset guide called Chaos to Calm that you can access in the show's description. And I would be so grateful if you'd subscribe and share this podcast with someone out there that you think could benefit from what we're creating here together. Also, remember, I am just sharing my experience, strength, and hope as I understand it here. So if bigger emotions come up, please take care of yourself and reach out to a licensed professional or someone that you trust for support. You are not alone in this. So until we create together again, please be kind to yourself and do something creative because you deserve it.